look at your thing. I just opened it up. I right away, definitely the hand. I think you really did think through that stuff on the beginning. It looks like you probably did spend a couple hours on this since last we talked. I think this stuff's looking way cleaner right in here where he's punching it. I'm following what's going on. I'm tracking it. The first thing that stood out to me when I watched this now, because usually when I'm watching stuff, I kind of like, what are the things that are bugging me the most? Sometimes when I'm working on my own work, I'll just write down like the 10 things that are bugging me, and I'll fix those 10 things, then I'll look at it again, and I'll write down the next 10 things. And then when I'm reviewing people's work, that's sort of their job as they're working on their work, and I just pick out whatever the top couple of things that are bugging me and send them back. And usually the process of me giving notes and them going back and working on their animations tend to like slowly develop into pretty solid pieces. And I think you're kind of doing the same thing, which is cool. Like you're heading in the right track, and you're fixing stuff, and you're working on things. So the first thing that stands out to me, which probably if I was working on this I'd fix next, is I'd figure out what is going on. The hip does a weird. I'm just gonna one frame at a time through this. It kind of like snaps over and then back and forward. It kind of looks like there's just some keyframes in there that were, put in by mistake. Which it might be as easy as, I don't think you meant him to go backwards. Oh, what is going on there? Something funny's going on in your file again. That's better. That's like, now it's just one sort of movement. But it does look like the curve's a bit stiff. So that might be the X curve. I'm just selecting the curve I want to see and hitting F. There's a lot of strange stuff going on. Like this spike here is probably not what you want to do. This spike here is going to cause trouble. I don't know why the curves are doing this. I'm going to grab all the curves. Is this true for your whole animation? It doesn't look like it's necessarily on everything. It might just be on a few unusual spots. Maybe on the Y and X. Looks like just the X is the weirdest. I'm just going to hit the A curve, and you can see how all the curves kind of popped into a much better state. I bet you right away your anim's going to look better. Yeah, a little better. It looks different at least. And then it just feels a little uneven on the walk at times. I might try and figure out how to smooth that out. I think you probably help your anim the most if you spent some time right in here, and you're just looking at your, I remember when you're in your reference, you're doing like you're doing a dip down thing in your reference or something. You're kind of doing it right here, but I bet you anything you're preparing in your reference to start running. Oh, it looks like you're not keying the spine right now, so you can probably do a pass on the spine and key that stuff. Whoop, no. Kind of want to like lead the body. I'm kind of leaning in. Just, it's kind of subtle, but, and then I'll probably get rid of that keyframe. Get rid of if you acted this out, you'd get what I'm doing. And I think we wanna probably, it looks like the arms. Oh, I think this arm needs to go forward more here. I think this arm would be more forward. Delete. Like he just keeps going forward. There we go. And then you could even like push it more on the jump. Oh, it looks like the foot's sliding a little right there. You probably wanna. I tend to like wanna lock the foot down a little. I'm just gonna middle mouse over so the foot's in the same position. Might even do that here. And then I think I'm gonna toe roll. Here we go, toe roll. Maybe not even toe roll, ball roll. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, then he just probably, there we go. How about that? Yeah. And my toe roll right there. Get that. There we go. Oh, blam. A lot of times, yeah, okay, I think that might be fine. I want to zero those out. That way when it lands, it lands. I think just having him lean into the step, and then kind of looks like timing-wise, he's pausing a little right in here. One way to try and smooth that out, trying to even it up, as you can see there's a lot of, I'm just selecting this and freezing it. I'm gonna hit A on this. Okay. I think this is the forward. Yeah, I think we're gonna wanna go slow. There can be some unevenness when the run, but definitely we don't want stuff to ever flatten out that much on a run. It still has a nice flow on your run if you look at like side view, or if you're running on a treadmill, you'll notice the hips kind of are uneven, but not by that much. So I'm going to keep some of your flow in here, but I'm going to kind of smooth some of it out. And that should help your anim a bunch too. Same thing here, like that's flat. I'm going to curve this down. That should help a ton. I think you start having a pretty cool looking animation pretty quick, hopefully. And then that was just overextending, so I just pulled it back down. It's just going through and like cleaning all that stuff up. I know you just probably worked on the beginning part, because that's definitely what looks a lot better to me. But if you get time, I think it's worthwhile playing around with stuff. You could do a hit pass too. One thing that goes when the foot that you're not weighting, so right now the weight is on this guy's, for example, right foot, so this would be straight, and where the weight isn't, the hips tend to kind of shift a little this way. So you could do a pass on your animation to make things look cooler if you wanted. So like in here, the hips might be kind of balanced, and then when he shifts his weight over here, the hip would drop a little, but then when as soon as he steps onto the other foot, we kick the hip that way. So we'd probably have a dropped hip. Whoop. Because the weight in this case right now, this foot's still, the left foot's still in the air, but the right foot is pushing. Because the right foot's pushing, usually your hips will look more like that. So whatever hip you're pushing from is the one is higher. You'll start noticing that as you work on stuff. So you can kind of see, if you just watch that one curve, increase your gimbal size. I think I can select this. You can see it dip and then switch, and you could do a pass on your whole animation. That would help a little bit. It's kind of polishy. It's just one of those like more subtle aspects to animation. You can start working on your stuff. But this is kind of where, for me, this is where animation gets kind of fun. Is you just however much time you have to play around with stuff to just make it look super perfect. Yeah, I think it's cool. Like you've got when the arms come down, there's like a little bit of wobble going on and settle. So I think you've been thinking through those actions, and then you just paused on it. And maybe you'll come back to it later, just to work on the other assignments. But yeah, it's cool, man. It's good progress. If you have time, fix it up more. If you don't, no big deal. All right, talk to you later.